Hey guys, welcome back to another Waregames presentation of Banished. Today we are looking once again at the Colonial Charter Maple Harpoon Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. No, the Colonial Charter Maple Harpoon, which is a sizable, substantial mod for Banished. We did another little sort of introductory video on it where we just kind of went into it blind. And the results were fun and hilarious and kind of bad. The makers of the mod actually commented on the video, and that was very kind of them. And they realized that I was fumbling around but still having fun with it. So we've done a bit more research. I won't say we've fully checked out the wiki because there's so much stuff in this mod, but we've made some headway. We feel like we maybe have a better handle on things. And the other thing that I've done is actually started a town that we're going to load right now. So we've basically taken care of all the sort of the basic gameplay stuff. We've gotten a town up to the point where we can actually start putting in some of those mods, and we have enough people to work them and things like that. So just to give you a brief idea of what's happened here is I actually went ahead and built a town hall just so we can get a good look and we can see graphs and things like that. Because I like that kind of stuff. And then apart from that, I don't think I've built any new buildings. I've only built buildings that would have been part of the original Banished, just to get us up to speed here. We've got 2 fields. We've got cabbage, we've got peppers. The one difference, I guess, is the pasture has not just regular cows, but these Frisian cows, and they do produce milk. And so we by default have milk that we can trade. So that's something that you wouldn't have in the standard game per se. And then I built a trading post, and I've actually moved some of the milk and some firewood and some beef over there just so that we're kind of ready when something comes along. Over on this side here we've got our little forester lodge, we've got an herbalist, and we've got our gatherer's hut just to create some food. We've got another storage barn on this side to take care of all that stuff, and a few houses to work that. So we're pretty much ready to start in and start taking advantage of some of those crazy new buildings. So I'm going to slow things down a little bit because one nice thing about this mod is that when you're at 10 times, it really hustles and maybe a little too fast for when we're trying to put some new stuff in. So if you're not familiar with the Colonial Charter Maple Harpoon mod, it's just a matter of going to the Banished info, I think is where I got it from. I'll put a link in the comments. You download the mod, you put it in the proper directory. If you're not sure how to do that, we actually have another video that shows you how to load the mods, but it's pretty straightforward. Just make sure you have the version of Banished that has the mods enabled, which I think at this point should be most of them. I'm not sure if it's actually still in beta or whether it's taken care of or not. But assuming that you have a version that can be used with the mods, you should be able to just download that mod and slap it right in and run it and off to the races. And that's kind of where we are now, at the races, the Colonial races. That's a terrible segue, hey? Okay, so we have cows and we have milk, so it kind of makes sense. Maybe the first thing that we're going to add in here is going to be the dairy. So the dairy, as the note here tells us, and this is found in the food production menu. You'll note with this mod that the food production menu is huge. There's all kinds of different ways to produce food, which is kind of fun. So the very last item here is the dairy, and it makes butter, cream, and cheese from milk. And who doesn't like those things, apart from the lactose intolerant, and that's their own fault. That's what you get if you're going to be intolerant. Then you're, too bad. I'm sorry, you're just going to have to put up with me today. I'm in that mood. So, we're going to slap our dairy in right there. I'm going to put a little road. Kind of get everybody up to the dairy here. And so, yeah, we need a few more logs. Haven't quite cut all of our logs down. We've used a lot for construction and that kind of thing. So, we're going to cut down a bunch of logs there. And maybe we'll go back into hustle mode. There's a person named Benjamar. Like Benjamin, but different. And he's just become a student. Yeah, I threw a school in as well. We're totally more than well equipped with food at this point in time. It's about 50 some odd people in the village, and we've got 12,000 food units at this point. So here we go. Our builders are building the dairy very quickly. It's almost done at this point. And here we go. Okay. So our dairy's done. We need to add someone to work at the dairy. The dairy worker. I'm still getting the hang of this gigantic profession menu, but we're getting there. I'm sorry, I'm quickly looking to see if there's anything else that I have neglected here. Everything looks pretty good. We've got a few extra laborers. Okay, so now we have 2 people working the dairy, and it looks like we can choose whether we want cheese, whether we want cream, or whether we want butter. And we're going to be using some of those things at the bakery once we build a bakery. And aren't you impressed that I knew that? So, off we go. They are going to start doing that. I think the bakery would probably be well served to be close to the dairy. So maybe we'll build that next. And there is the bakery. Provides a variety of breads and cakes of different nutritional value. I think the one drawback at this point is that we don't have any kind of wheat or anything. That could prove a drawback, but we'll see if we can trade for some of that pretty quickly here. So there is the bakery. It will go in there. And between that and the dairy, we should be able to start producing some stuff from that. I'm looking quickly at my my cheat notes from the production chart that was included along with the mod. When you download, it's on the same page there. And it looks like if we put the water mill in and we have barley, corn, or wheat, then we can mill that into flour, which we're probably going to need to bake things in our bakery. For now, it's just going to be an awesome looking building. Give a couple people jobs. That kind of thing, you know. So yeah, I'm excited to put some of these new buildings into play and see what happens. It's fun. Fun mod. Lots of stuff. Kudos to the builders for what is clearly a lot of effort. Okay, bakery's 72% completed. I should really just throw in a couple more trading posts because, as we all know, we will never get the trading posts we want. It'll always be things that we don't really care about that come in through the trading post. So you know what? Let's just do that. Let's just do it, guys. Let's just throw caution to the wind and, you know, and we'll make that happen, I think. And while I'm here, I'm checking out some of the other buildings. There's the bank barn, there's the grain silo, root cellar, all kinds of new storage type facilities. Fun, good stuff. And the trading post. So, let's have a quick look. It looks like we've got enough of everything on hand. We'll be a little short on stone after that's done, but that's okay. Let me see if there's any stone close by. And our bakery's done. Our bakery is done. Yay. Alright, so where is the baker? Baker. Come on, where are you? You should be able to find it just by looking down and see who doesn't. There we are, very top of the list, of course. So, if we have flour, we can make hardtack bread. If we have flour and butter, we can make bread. Flour and cheese, we can make cheese bread. Flour and walnut, we can make nut bread. So pretty much everything is going to need flour. So for now, we won't actually have the materials we need, but we could tell them to start taking some of that. Oh, we're not making cheese, we're making butter. Okay, we'll call it bread, which will of course need flour. So we're still a ways away from being able to do that, because we'll need something to turn into flour, and then we'll need, of course, the windmill or water mill to do that. So we could build that right now too. That would be fun. And it's a new building, so it's something we like to do. So let's see here. We've got our water mill. We've got a windmill. Since we have the shore available, maybe we'll see if we can build the water mill. It's big. Oh man, is it ever big. Oh, look at that. How fortuitous was that? So, we're going to need a bit more stone to make that happen. So let us go and collect some more stone. Oh, lots in the woods over here. And we're starting to get a little bit low on logs as well. A little forest from over here because it's replaceable because we have our forester working there. And we have all the materials for our trading post. So this one we told them to have 700 firewood, 780 beef, and 160 milk. We can see from our storage barn over here that we have no extra milk. I assume it's all going to the dairy now. We've got lots of beef. Some of it can be used to feed the people, some of it can be used to trade. And we'll make some more firewood. We've got 400 firewood units now. I actually built a second woodcutter to be able to keep up with that just while we're getting things going. That whole firewood economy thing, if you're a long-time Banished player, you know all about that already. So, almost done the trading post. Banished is one of those games where you do kind of need things to be built before you can build other things, so it does take a little bit of time sometimes. But that's kind of the cool thing about the game too, is that you can't just build everything in the first 5 minutes and be done with it. You have to kind of create and sculpt and make your building something awesome and your town something awesome. And let us do that. Let us make this colonial town colonially awesome. Terrible. Why does he keep making those puns? They're not good. They're not funny, but, you know, he keeps at it, so what are you gonna do? Okie dokie. So now we have 2 trading posts up and running, and our water mill has all the materials it needs. So it's just a matter of getting our builders over there to build. Food-wise, we're doing good. We don't have any coats, because our people are they're Canadian, so they don't need coats. They're strong people. They don't get cold. Of course, we've not given them any firewood here in the middle of the winter, so we'll see. We'll see how strong these people are shortly. Yeah, so our water mill is almost complete. It's past the halfway point. It's just a matter of getting the builders over there to finish building it. Put it very close to the cattle, so that's all we can hear is the cattle. It's nice and quiet over here. This side of town, noisy as hell. Got our little people doing their thing. Kind of got one little town center there. We put another one over here. Might be a little bit of overkill for the number of jobs over here, but we will probably have more things coming in on this side. I wanted to build one of those whaling dealies, but I don't know if we've got any big sort of lake areas close by. It might work on a river. It probably shouldn't. That's okay. We can get to that later. So, yeah. Our pasture is flat out right now. We've got a full complement of dairy cows. And our water mill is getting closer to completion. This is a really nice looking building, hey? Got our wheel on the outside of it. And we've got our little millstone on the inside. Pretty cool. It's a good job taking some time and making the models look nice. We like that. And yeah, lots of cool colored clothing on the people. Not just kind of plain and boring like the original was. No offense to the original. There's a lot of work went into that too. Not hacking on anybody here. Oh look, here comes a dude rowing his boat. Rowing his boat. And he has stopped in. So I like to pause things while the traders come in so that I don't wreck it or waste it or anything like that. So we could get some grape seeds here, and the grape will probably let us make some wine, which might be a good idea. And maybe we'll grab some walnuts too. So let's see what we can get for our trouble. Alright. Oh, I wish this game would increment in 20s or 40s a little quicker. Because it'd be easier. And I'm not the best with the math, so I just guess a lot of the time how many units it will take. There we go. So we're going to trade, and we're going to tell this guy, hey guy, let's get some sheep going there, and we need some of this new stuff. We need some barley. We need some broccoli, sounds cool. Corn, chickpea. Chickpea's great. Hemp. So these mulberry seeds, maple. Yeah, there's so many seeds now, hey? Just bring us all the new things and we'll see what we can do with those. Sugar cane, sunflower, wheat. Yeah, wheat would be a pretty important one, wouldn't it? And then there's a bunch of stuff we can get. I think for now we just mostly want to have them bring us the seeds so that we can make our own stuff. However, if there's flour is right there. That would be a lovely thing for them to bring every time, so that maybe we can get that going before we have our own wheat. And dismissed. You may go. I said dismissed. So, soon we'll have a working watermill, which will have absolutely nothing to mill. But that's okay. It will be the world's first functional cabbage mill. We'll take the cabbage and it will crush it down. Maybe coleslaw. We could trade that with some of the other guys. Who's to say? Alright, alright, alright. So we're at 86% there. Our food's still looking good. We're at about 15,000 units at the end of the winter. Not a bad place to be. And I don't know as we're going to be able to replenish our milk, but our firewood and our beef should slowly replenish. Good, good, good. We're looking good. In our other little video, we went the other route. We put in the sand beach combers. I can't remember what they're called. The sand dudes that pulled the sand and then made some glass out of it. So we might do that in a minute here too, just to see. Man, these builders are taking their time. I don't know if there's anything else they should be building. There's only 2 of them, but that's their only building. It's the only job you guys had. Could you just finish it? I'm hesitant to start another building until they get their crap together and finish this one. It is a big building, in their defense. And there they go. They heard me. They know. And there it is. There's our water mill. And we would need some water millers. Where are the water millers? So bad at this game. I mean at this portion of this game. I tend to think of myself as not that bad at the game in general. Now it's been a couple years. We probably need to throw in a new house or two. I don't think we have any rope yet, so I don't think we can build the new colonial houses. So for now, it's just another wooden house or two, just to keep our population numbers good. And when we get some flour, or when we get any one of those 4 things, wheat, corn, barley, or sorghum, we'll be able to start milling some stuff, and then we'll be able to make some bread, and then we'll all rejoice and eat the bread, and the carbs will make us fat and lazy, and then we'll all be happy. So, in the meantime, and the in-between time, what do we want to put in here? We've got the shore house. That's what we did last time. We did that whole range of things, so let's see if we can do that. Look at that, we can. Surely we can. So we'll put a shore house in, and then we'll start our little glass factory on this side of the river. And then they'll be able to trade with the people on the other side of the river for bread. And then after we have the shore house, which they just basically pull the sand that you need to be able to produce glass from the glass works. Glass works. We're going to put the glass works kind of in the middle of town here. Or maybe now we'll put it over here. We could also build an apiary and have some bees, possibly some apes. And then the chandlery, which will make candles out of the beeswax, which is another thing we can sell. So we also don't want to go too fast and overwhelm our people. No, who am I kidding? Of course we want to do that. That would be awesome. So cut some more trees. Cut some more trees. Always cut more trees. Should probably throw another forester in back here somewhere. Let's do that. Because, you know, if the builders aren't overloaded, they're not working hard enough, right? Right. Forester's Lodge. We kind of know we're going to be building in there a little bit more, so we'll put one in there. And we've got a decent amount of iron. We've got a decent amount of stone. At the moment, we have some stored tools. We've got some firewood. We're pulling some more logs in all the time. Oh, look at that. Our shore house is done. The shore house. Shore house. Sorry, I'll stop that now. Okay, so where are our shore house workers? Shoreman. The longshoreman. So he's off to work, and he can either dig sand, catch turtles, or catch frogs. I believe the turtles and the frogs are food items. And fun pets as well. Not the frog's legs so much, but the whole frog would be a better pet, I think. Well, you know, unless you don't like to put a lot of effort into your pets, in which case it's probably fine. Okay, so our glassworks is almost done at this point. That'll be another export trade that we can do. Who doesn't like a good export trade? Who doesn't? Tell me. Find them. Bring them to me. And then, of course, we could also start doing the stuff like the distillery and that, and start making some alcohol. This town is going to have nothing but production. We are the people of production. Okay, the glassworks is done. And we have a couple extra people that we can put on the job. So, we can make glass out of sand and firewood. We can make glass out of sand and coal. Or we can make glass out of sand in a fire bundle, which uses organic material to create something burnable. We are going to leave it on firewood because we just told our dudes to build another forester's lodge. So it's all about the firewood for us. So these guys will not start anything until they have some glass. And this dude will... There's some glass now. Maybe. His job is to dig sand. That's a pretty sad job, I think. Pretty sad. But hey, look at this. We got our cool sand guys. We got some glassworks here. We got a mill here. This is not even a recognizable Banished game anymore. This is all about mod stuff now, which is cool. I like that. Let's see what our production looks like. 21 units of sand. Bushels, barrels. Ziploc bags. One of those three. I don't know which. Probably not the Ziploc bags. Okay, so. How are things going over here? We could increase the priority here. Hey, 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 look over there. Do that. So at this point we have 2 laborers extra. And we have 6 kids in school right now. We got 13 more coming up behind them. Trying to keep our numbers good. We're not seeing a ton of traders is what I'm noticing. I think we're very far down the river chain here. Oh look, there's one coming. It'll be a year or so till he gets here. That would be a good lake to do the whaling. You know, the lake whales. There's another one over there too. A little bit far away from where we are now, but that's okay. And we got our firewood people doing the firewooding. You know, the firewooding. You know how it is. And our Forester's Lodge is clear, so the people are just bringing the stuff, and then it will just be a matter of the builders doing the building. And it looks like the glassworks is now up and running. So they have 28 sand units, they've got 50 firewood units. They have produced no glass yet, but they've just really started. I don't think it's fair for us to start hacking on them, because they really are just trying as hard as they can, so who are we to tell them they can't? Or that they're not working hard enough? Huh? Who are we? There's that boat. He's on his way around. We really could have just cut a channel through here. Okay, guys. Next mod. Be able to cut a channel to get the boats through faster. And winter has fallen upon us. We're at 18,000 food units now, so it looks like our food is slightly increasing all the time. As we get more trade, it'll be super easy to further augment that. Augment's a big word, hey? And fun, too. Try it. Say it. Augment. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Pause. He's just got ale. Ale's nice. We don't really need ale right now. And he can bring us some other things. It looks like it's all kind of finished products. So, but you know, why not? Just bring that stuff every time. We're not going to buy anything from you this time, but thank you for coming. We'll see you again in about 7 years. Yeah, sometimes you're lucky and your town is right at the beginning of the river, and then you see the traders. Not that it would change the amount of times they come in, but the sooner they appear, the sooner you see them, the sooner you dismiss them, and potentially the sooner the next one comes. We're pretty far down the river right now, so look at that. We're running out of sand, which means we must have some glass production. There it is. Hooray! Glass! Yay! So, we might try just trading some of the glass for the time being. It's possible it's used for something else. Those who have fully read the wiki would know. I, of course, did not fully read the wiki, as you know. So, too bad for me, I guess. But for now, we're doing good. Look at that. The deer are heading down river. They've heard about the trade. That one used the bridge just for a second. We are going to just swim by your docks now. Maybe there will be food on the other side. Ah, look, there's a child. Watch out, child. Deer coming through. Deer crossing. Look at that. Another boat. They heard us complaining. And they made sure that they brought things. So we're going to have this guy's going to pop in here. And what has he brought us? Olives, honey, and parsnips. Well, I'm pretty sure we can use that honey for something. I think we could use it to make some candles, maybe. Maybe. So let's buy all of that. And that was a pun, because there's also olives. Wasn't a good pun, but it was a pun all the same. Alright, and then we'll get some parsnips just because. Force the children to eat them. Take that, children. Eat your parsnips. So, what can this person bring us? Oh, mulberry leaf. Hey, devs. You guys know what I'm talking about. Mulberry leaf, right? That's a little in-joke. You can go back and watch the other one if you want to know what that's all about. And you're dying to, but finish watching this video first and then go back and watch that one, and then you'll be my best friend. Maybe not my best friend, but you know, if you had some trouble, you could call me, we could talk through it. So, trade, dismiss. So yeah, I asked them to bring some other stuff for us next time. So why don't we build a chandlery, although it was honey and not beeswax. We really need the beeswax. You know what? Enough for the shortcuts, dude. We really have to actually do this properly, right? So, we could put in an apiary. Good lord, that's a large building once again. So many bees. So many of them. It's like there's like a small hill or something at the back there. Let's put the apiary over to the side a little bit here. And once we have the apiary in, we can put chandlery in. We'll all watch Friends together, and it'll be a blast. And the chandlery's quite small. So between those two buildings, we'll have yet another good that we can sell. My understanding is that the candles will also help the mines. The miners can do a better job once that's happened. I hadn't thought to put in a quarry or a mine. We might do that just to see what the differences in that are. But it's a little further down the list. We just need some seeds. Where are the seeds? There's a lot of seeds in the game. Hopefully the amount of people selling seeds and the amount of seeds that are able to be purchased are larger. Otherwise it will take a very long time to get all those things. So sand guy is still digging his sand. Glassworks guy should have enough firewood and sand. It says he can't produce right now. Maybe it has to be at a certain level. It was 50 for the firewood before. Maybe that needs to happen again before that'll happen. With the happening and the happen. Let's get seeing these resources here. We're going to grab some of those. Our trees are growing back there nicely. Our other forester's lodge should be done now. I'm going to tell him just plant, don't cut. It's just my little quirk. I like to do it that way, and then I know where all the wood that I need to cut down is. And that's what I like to do. So I'm gonna. If you don't like how I play, you could always play yourself too, and play the way you like to play. In fact, I encourage that kind of behavior. Oh, and of course we need someone to work in the apiary. Beekeepers. Vikings and beekeepers. Hey, you older people who used to watch SCTV will know what I'm talking about when I talk about Vikings and beekeepers. So we could tell them to start with to build some beeswax and to tell other people that it's none of their business what they're doing with that. Yeah, okay, enough said. And the chandlery is done, so we need a chandler. Chandler Bing, perhaps. Again, you're asking yourself, why does he insist on making the terrible jokes that no one wants to hear? The answer is he needs to keep you interested while things are waiting to happen. That is the answer. So we're going to throw in a couple more houses here. Got almost a little street system going, which is a bit bizarre, but c'est la vie. And so we've got our beeswax running now. We've got our watermill, our bakery system that's doing nothing. And we've got our glassworks that is producing small amounts of glass that we can sell. We've got 24 units of glass that we can sell. And they're worth 6 each. They're a pretty decent unit to sell. We could make a decent living off that. And really, the more things we produce, the better our chances that someone will take and buy them. And then we've got our 2 fields that are still doing a good job of producing enough food for our people. And if we needed to, we could make our beekeepers produce honey. We have not done that yet. We right now are making them just produce the beeswax, which our chandler is going to use. He could also use whale blubber, but that would require us having a whaling house of some kind, which we don't. So that's where we're at. And things are going pretty well. We're pretty happy with our little existence here. We are going to cut some trees down now that our forester's up and running. Yeah. Yeah, we're digging life over here now. Got some goods. Is anybody coming down the river? So long they have to come all the way from there. Nothing. Really need to build like 27 trees. Oh, look at that. Just to make me look like a monkey. There's one right there. And he's going to pull into this one. He's brought cucumber seeds. Now, what can we do with cucumber? Think we can do anything interesting with cucumber? Well, you know what? We should just buy it anyway. Do we have enough to buy it? I don't think we do. I think we need some more firewood. 670 or something like that, is it not? If it's 2,500. So let's tell this guy, get 700 firewood units. And we'll have to let the clock run. And while we're waiting for that, let's do some ordering here. Now, the other guy, we told him to bring everything under the sun. Let's specifically, or pacifically, if you prefer saying it incorrectly, let's just get seeds that we can use to make flour. Huh? Let's get a little smarter. Come on, people. What are you up to? Corn, barley, sorghum, and wheat are the 4 that we were looking for. Right? Okay, good. So we're going to say bring those 4 things every visit. And we now have enough firewood to do this, so let's 600 get us to 2,400. So 660, is it? Oh, that's a little too much. And of course I have to go down by 1s, and we'll find the answer was 625. Those of you that have any sort of semblance of math knowledge could have told me that. Yeah, there we go. So now we have cucumber seeds. So we could grow some cucumbers instead of one of these 2 plants. It's not a good time of year to do it because we're about to harvest. We could always build another, I guess. We've got a few extra laborers, so I don't know if we have room in there for a decent sized crop field. I guess we do. Let's do that. And we're going to say cucumbers are what we want. That will give the people a nice option. It'll make the drinking water a lot nicer, fancier. They could do cucumber sandwiches if we ever actually get some flour happening. You know, things are just clicking for these people right now, I have to say. So, next year, cucumber. Pretty cool. And how are our chandlers doing? Do they have any candles yet? Yes, we do. We have a small amount of candles, so in our inventory here, let's tell these guys they both want to have like 60 candles. And according to the system, my reserve of food is low, though we have 20,000 units of food. That's okay. I think it hits a certain threshold and decides that you don't have enough. If you told it you want a certain amount and you don't have enough, then it gets angry with you. Log limit. Let's increase our log limit. Logarithmically. No, again, just stop it. Just enough. I'm a bit sad that our traders are not a little more synced. Their cycles aren't a little closer together. That would be good. There's one there. It's the other one coming in. Of course, we have no firewood now because we just used a bunch and then replenished it. I guess really if we needed to, we could expand down into this area. There's all kinds of room there for a 3rd firewood generation type facility. We could easily put 2 more trading posts on this side of the river, which we may do. Because damn it, we're going to get some flour and we're going to get some bread if it kills us. It very well may kill us, by the way. We're back into the late autumn. But you know, other than the fact that I haven't given them coats of any kind, these people, they're doing alright. You know, they got food. They've got a little bit of medicine. We have not built a hospital. Hopefully we don't get a plague or something like that. Should not have said that. There's constantly an issue with firewood because we keep selling all of it. But nobody's frozen to death, so just back off, alright? With your criticism. We do love criticism, by the way, good and bad. Any kind of comments or advice you might have for us. Any sort of household tips, anything like that you want to share, totally happy to hear it. What do we got here? Some herbs. We could actually use some herbs. We don't have a lot. And logs. We always want to buy logs because we can trade the logs for firewood, which is worth a lot more. Or at least in the standard game. I should really check to see if they've jigged that at all. So, okay, we'll overpay slightly. That's fine. And what do we want these guys to bring us? Do we need them to bring us anything? Sure, bring us logs. Bring us stone. Can always make use of that. And herbs. This is when people forget to set this. You need to tell it every visit if you want them to bring it every time. Otherwise, they won't. So, oh, we should have traded our candles too. They were worth quite a bit, but that's okay. Not to worry. Keep our firewood guys in business. Firewood guys. They prefer to be called woodcutters. Okay, so didn't get any closer on the flour front that time. So we got some butter. All that lovely butter sitting there, just waiting. And creating more butter all the time. Look at that, there's butter. Beeswax and butter. Lots of beeswax in the chandlery right now. Some angry cows. How's our foresting going? Good. We're now planting new trees. This side's back on its way to growth again. And the glass works. How do we do for glass? I can keep closing this window. I need to not do that anymore. We've got 40 units of glass there. We've got none at this one yet, but that's okay. We'll get there. Sorry, just adjusting my headset there. You didn't need to know that. Okay, so I guess one thing would be, it would be sure nice, since there are so many more types of seeds, if in the early phases that more seeds were made available, or perhaps one of those seeds that are helpful could be given to you on the easy mode, although it's probably randomized between a certain number of things. And who the hell am I to complain, really? I'm just enjoying the mod for what it is. So I will keep it at that. Just saying, it'd be nice to make some flour. So are those cucumber sandwiches that my wealthy people so richly deserve. And look at this. Need to turf that guy out of that house. So our houses are getting a little full up. Maybe we'll build a stone house, another stone house, because those are always nice. Give the people what they want, the stone houses. And maybe are we going to build another street here? Yeah, why not? Should probably build a, yeah, no, that's the back row of that. The back street of that. You heard me. So yeah, until we get some more trade going on, we're really kind of just waiting. Maybe what we need to do is send our dudes out and get some more stone. Got this lovely stone area here. Collect all that stone and collect some of this stone. And maybe we'll build that third trading post. Unless this guy has flour, in which case we don't care anymore. Assuming he's going to stop at that one. And I'm wrong. It's this one. And no, he's got some seal meat. He's got some beef. He's got some pork. We could trade just for the sake of having those different kinds of meats. The seal meat could be useful for something. So let's see here. So 210 should be more than enough. And this guy, what do we want him to bring us? He could bring us some whale blubber. You could bring us some What else do we want? Seed oils, perhaps? Some oils? Do we need oils, or do we try to create oils, probably? At some point. But I don't care. Bring me oils. The finest oils from around the globe. That's what we want. Alright, so maybe we will move ahead with project. Build another trading post. Because really, we don't have to fully staff them. It's just a matter of having them. Here we go. We got some cucumbers. Well, we don't need cucumbers. Let's buy those apples, though, because we can make those into some alcohol, and maybe that'll be a fun diversion while we await the arrival of our flour stuff. Okay. So we need another 100, so we need 120 milk. And trade. And what can these guys bring us? What would we like them to bring us? Bring us some sugar. Bring us some maple sap. Mulberry leaf. Oh. Kale. Yes. Bring us that stuff. And we already traded, so we're going to dismiss him. So we brought in some whale blubber, so we could theoretically tell them to use that for the candles and switch the bees over to, or the apiary over to making honey, and then we could tell these guys they don't make anything with honey, so that would, we're not going to tell them anything. We're going to say, just keep doing what you're doing. So yeah, things are going along pretty well. We're efficient. We got some seal meat, is what we got. And that's like an end product, I believe. Something to eat. A little change up in the diet. Look at that, we got some cucumber happening. Cucumber. And with the apples that we bought, unless people are eating all of them, we should be able to start some kind of production. There's a brewery, got a winery, a distillery, which we can use once we get our other stuff going. So let's put a brewery in. So it'll smell like a brewery in this place. And we, of course, could build orchards and create our own. We might do that. We might just rely on buying it, since we've got a lot of other industries happening already. Orchards are kind of underperform, one finds often in this game, so it's not always worth the trouble of going through to doing it. Going through to doing it, that's a sentence. Put that one on the highlight reel, folks. And how are we doing over here? We've got enough stuff. Man, we just ran out of iron, didn't we? It's the one thing we did not collect because we had lots of it up until this point. So you can collect some more of that iron, guys. There's not. There's a bunch of it right there, and there's also a bunch of stone. Food's still looking good. We've got lots of food. We are waiting for 7 more iron units in order to finish building the brewery. So yeah, we're feeling pretty confident. Things are going well. I think with all these new kinds of food production, that the whole starvation thing becomes less of an issue in the game. In some ways that makes it easier, but it does distract us. It gives us more things to play with, so we're not just bored sitting around waiting for more coats to be built by the tailor, right? And there's our 3rd trading post, which is now active. So I probably need another trader. No, we've got 4, so we're good. We already had a couple. So this guy's... Oh, look, everybody, look. He's got the flour. Buy all the flour. I'm going to buy all the flour. And then we need 900 units, so that's like 310. Oh, look at that. Yes. 310. We bought all the flour, and then we're going to say bring corn, bring wheat, bring barley, bring sorghum, and then we'll make the other stuff because we don't want to just, bring it every time. Every time. And we'll start things up again. This is exciting, so we still don't get to use the water mill, but our bakery should be getting some flour very shortly, and then we'll make our own bread, and the people will rejoice. And then we can look at the other kinds of things we can make. I don't think we can make too many other things yet. We could make hardtack bread if we just wanted to use the flour. We don't. We want regular, nice, fluffy breads. Perhaps an Italian loaf of some kind. I don't know, sourdough might be possible. Perhaps a baguette, a French bread of some kind. You know what I'm talking about, guys, right? And the brewery is almost done now, so we'll be able to look into that. Look at that. Look, it's working. The bakery is hard at work. And there we go, our brewery is complete. So where is our brewer? Brewer. There's the vintner. The sugar boiler. Sugar boiler. And there we go, brewer. And we could tell them to use berries. We probably have some berries because we have gatherers. Oh, no apple. Interesting. Interesting. No cider fans. No cider fans. Unless that's the distillery. So I thought the distillery was just for grains and other organics. I wonder what the other organics are. And now I need to know. Of course, I could have read my notes. Yep, there you go. Looked at the notes. The distillery is what the apples need. If you're listening and you've never tried a nice cider, a nice hard cider, it's something you might want to look into, especially during the summer. It's very refreshing. You tend to drink them slower than you would, say, a beer, because they're also very sweet, so you're probably not going to be gunning 6 or 7 of them down in a night. And served over ice, they're quite wonderful. Just saying. Alright, we are quickly approaching that mark where I like to kind of draw things to a close, because I think people probably get bored after a while and they want to change, even if it's just clicking a different video for 5 minutes. We've used up most of the stone in our area, so probably soon we're going to want to look at maybe putting a quarry in, and then we'll be able to play with that a little bit too. And our distillery is just about ready. And sadly, Suzetta the laborer has died of old age. But she was a bit racist anyway, so, you know, it's not the worst loss. I really should have put those cows further away. They just keep mooing all the time. How we doing? We got some bread? We got some bread, yay! Maybe we'll see just for... Oh yeah, you know what? We haven't told these guys to have anything in their inventory. Maybe we'll tell them a little bit of bread. Bread's worth 3 to trade. Flour was, I think, 2 to buy. So it's probably not a great cash crop, but we already have a number of those, so we don't need it. Distillery. There's one distiller. Ben the distiller. That's not funny. Not at all. Oh, look at that. Glass and firewood. Okay, so with glass will be used to create a bottle of some kind. And we'll make some apple jack. Some apple jacks to go with it. And once we get... Oh, if we had barley, we could use that to make a whiskey. of some kind. And we have another visitor. He's at this one, though. Spinach seeds. Don't really need spinach, guys. Maybe some barley. I'm just going to tell all these guys the same thing until they bring us what we want. Barley, wheat, sorghum, corn. Maybe the... No, I don't want to do the apple seeds because I really don't want to start in with the orchard so much. That might be something we decide to build or decide to grow in an orchard. To keep things clipping along or to try something new out, but... Alright, so there's glass, there's firewood, and we need apples. They probably ate all the apples while we were screwing around, didn't they? I guess we could check at the town hall. Yes, of course, there's no apples. Of course there's no apples. This guy's got bread, hardtack, and sugar cookies. When what we want is corn, wheat, sorghum, and yes, also flour. And we would like him to bring those every time he visits. For now, you may go. Well, that's sad that our people ate all those apples while we were waiting. Like I said, I guess we could put in an orchard. Just kind of hate the orchards in this game. Let's put one right in the middle of town, because, you know, we're just that kind of people. That is what we do. That is how we roll. And so our people will quickly clear that orchard out, and we'll be able to see what we have in the way of choices. Hopefully it's something the distillery can use. Cucumber whiskey of some kind. And I guess if it's one of the other fruits, we could use the winery and make some wine as well. Alright, let's see. Look at that. We can do peach, apple, or grapes. So grapes, obviously the winery. Apple, the distillery. So let's just do apple because we already have that. And why do I keep closing this menu? Don't do it. Where are our orchardists? Orchard workers. Oh, it's just farmers, right? We just add a few more farmers and that takes care of it. There we go. And it's early in the spring, so in a few years we will have some apple trees. Hooray! Well, you know what, folks? I think this is as good a time as any to bring this chapter to a close, but we will do another chapter right away. And it will have the other buildings that we're going to build as soon as some of this stuff starts coming through. Really enjoying this mod. I think it's great. Hope you will enjoy it and try it out too. Like I said, we'll leave some information in the comments as to how you can go about downloading it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you're still with us at the end here. Waregames is what we're called. We love feedback. Unlike a lot of people, we want to know, do you like what we're doing? Do you not like what we're doing? Do you have any suggestions? That kind of thing, right? Anything you think, talk to us. That's how we get better. That's how we make better videos for you, and everybody is happy when we make better videos. Thank you very much for watching, and have yourselves a great afternoon or evening, depending on what time it is where you are. And we will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.